Mm. Hey, I forgot to ask you earlier on. Are we good to go on that app for next week? You know, the emoji one. Um, so we're no, so we're running with emoji for Westport next week. So whatever we choose to do, say for indie, requires new graphics and take it down. Take it down. Yeah. So it's yeah, but it's going to be in the graphics really. It'll be take down the existing, put up a new one, and then whack up the graphics. Yeah. Okay. Cool. But when you're saying you don't want to have four apps, you're going to have four apps anyway because they're all going to be, including this week's one. We're running the competitions through apps, as far as I know. No, 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 no. Okay, no, clear, totally clear on that. So in terms of the, just say three questions, which ones are the emojis? Obviously, little green cars would be one that lends itself. Who else do you think? Looking at the lineup, um, mm, we cut corners could be one. Yeah. Two cellos, or the British Ukulele Orchestra of Great Britain. I wouldn't know what a ukulele looks like, though, would you? No, boy fights. Okay, so there's a fair bit in there actually. Okay, cool. Okay, grand. Just want to get started. It's not a mad dash towards the end of the week. Okay, thanks. Bye. Okay, good afternoon, everybody. We are now here to talk about Instagram, and I'm going to kick off now if everybody is ready. Just 1 second, please. Okay, so let's begin. I'm just going to share my screen with you now. Okay. Okay, grand. So we're here today to talk about Instagram, and this is going to be quite a hands-on session, which I hope you will find very useful. So what is Instagram? Instagram is a photo sharing app. It's all about producing and sharing quality images from your mobile phone. Unlike the other apps, unlike the other social media platforms, which started out, let's say they were on desktop and then they moved to mobile and then they found they were having increasing numbers of mobile users. Instagram began its life on mobile, and only in more recent years did it even bother setting up any kind of a sort of a non-mobile desktop type presence. It was launched in October 2010, and famously, excuse me, Facebook bought it for $1 billion in April 2012. Instagram's rival would be Vine, which is also a video sharing app, and Vine is owned by Twitter, and Instagram is owned by Facebook, and it was last summer in June 2013 that Instagram launched video. So now Instagram has video and pictures, which gives it a kind of an advanced style march over its previous direct competitor, which was Vine. So I am going to talk you through how you use Instagram right now, and I'm going to show you how you can do it, and then I'm going to hand over to you to do it yourself, because I think this is a much more worthwhile session if you can actually start taking photos and adding filters and sharing the photos as we speak. So the first thing, which I hope you've already done before we kicked off, is that you download the app onto your mobile. So if you're on Android, you go to the Play Store, and if you're on iPhone, you go to the App Store. You download the app, it's a free app, and you set up your profile just like you would with any other platform. So you give yourself a name, you tell it where you're from, and you will follow some friends. So the app will suggest people that you might want to follow based on your other connections. So it's a good idea to hook it up with Facebook or Twitter if you've got it, or Tumblr if you're on it, because then it will bring you people who you are already connected with on those other platforms, and will recommend if you contact them on, or if you friend them on Instagram if they're already on there. So what we want to do is you take a photo. Here's how you use it. You take a photo, or you take 15 seconds video, and then you can customize it. You can apply these really cool filters that are at the bottom of your screen, or you can use some other enhancement tools. So you really play around with your image until it's looking really, really smart and you're really happy with it. And then when you go to share it, you can name the image, you can tag people in the image. Importantly, you can add hashtags, which is a great way of propelling your image out there. And then you can hit next or green arrow for Android. Okay, so I'm just going to open it on my phone, and I'm going to show you how to do this. So that needs a bit of whizzy sharing of screen here now. Okay, so bear with me. Okay, I hope we can see that. Okay, so that's a friend of mine, and that's what I see when I go into, I'll show you now, when we go into home, when we go into my Instagram. These are my friends and the photos that they have taken. You see? Okay, and you can decide when you look at a photo if you want to, for example, show you now, heart is whether you want to like it. Then you've got the little speech bubble. I could write a comment and say, wow. and hit it. Okay, and I hit back. So that's how you see the photos your friends have taken. Okay, now the main gig, what we're about, is actually taking photos. So the button here, the one that's lit up in the middle for you, okay, is taking a photo. So you click that, okay, and then it asks you if you want to take a photograph. So I'm just going to take one of what we're looking at here of the screen. Okay, hit the big blue button. And now this is where you can choose what filters. So you see the filters that are at the bottom. Okay, so you can basically click on any one of those filters and it'll apply the style to the pic. You can put something in black and white, for example. You can do something in Hudson. And then these ones here are the, I suppose, the customization effects. So, for example, you might want to make a nice close-up. You might want to make a blurry out version. You can do this. You can kind of zoom in on certain parts, or you can tilt the image by clicking on this first one. Right there, okay, hit that. So, as you can see, you take your photo, you play around with the different effects, and then you hit next. And this is where you add your caption, tag your people, and then you can click for the various different social networks that you want to share the photo on. Okay, that's how easy it is to do. Now, I'm going to share this photo. It's going to go out to my followers and then some. In other words, it'll go to people who follow me on Instagram and also wherever I choose to post it on the other social networks. I could also choose to just share this direct, and that is where I can send it through to any number of 4 to 14 people, which it'll go through almost like an email. So I'm just going to go back to the screen share of my desktop, so I can show you the next set of slides. Okay, so just to look back through this, okay, so you take your photo, you customize it, and then you have a number of different ways that you can share the pic on Instagram. As I showed you, you can share it privately, publicly, and directly. With Instagram Direct, that's what I was saying, you can share a particular photo privately to a small group of people. And the interesting thing with this is whether or not they follow you or not. So you could take a photo and you could send it to your favorite celebrity, for example, or you could take a photo and send it to someone who you're really trying to impress. Now, like with any other social network, once you take that photo and once you put it out there, then you're looking to receive, you know, likes and shares and comments and so on. So you kind of measure your success on Instagram if you're doing it in one particular way with the number of likes, shares, and comments that you get on your pic. Okay. Very important to note with Instagram that by default, all of the photographs and videos that you share can be seen by anyone. Okay, so unless it is you do Instagram Direct, okay, so apart from that though, everything you publish can be seen by anyone. So the thing you need to remember is if you're operating on Instagram, say as a private individual, as a personal non-business account, what I would suggest you do is you can go in and you can change the settings so that your photos are made private. If you're operating on as the business, you know, if you're operating as a Maxall location, I would say leave it open, because in that case you want as many people as possible to see the photos that are taken. So just so you know how to make your account private if you're operating as an individual, you tap on your profile pic on the bottom right. Okay, so if you have your Instagram open right now, maybe you can follow me as we do that. So the profile pic of yourself at the very bottom right of your Instagram, you click on that. Then you have next to your profile, you have the bit that says edit your profile. So you can click on that. And then there is a bit where you can scroll down to where it says posts are private. So just toggle it on if it's not already switched on. That's if you are operating as an individual as opposed to the business. With Instagram Direct, just so you know, everything is automatically private. So the thing to know is, though, you can send a pic or video to 4 to 14 people. Okay, if that person is following you, your photo will arrive into their into like their inbox, into like its direct folder, what it's called. So it's like an inbox where photos come in, okay, which is great. If you send a pic to someone who isn't following you, it will arrive in what's called a request folder, and then that person will have to either approve your friend request a la the photograph, or if they ignore it, you won't be able to send them another Instagram again until they go back and change that setting. So, don't think that you can use Instagram Direct to spam people multiple times. It can only happen the once. When you have your photo taken, okay, and you've filled in your details, such as the name of the photo, and maybe you've tagged some people in the photo, the real way to make Instagram work for you is to put on lots and lots of hashtags. So this slide here shows you the top 10 Instagram hashtags since in January 2013. Now this is global, and it's good to see, love conquers all. Love is the #1 hashtag. Insta good is another one. Me, like, follow, cute, photo of the day, follow me. So as you can see, following me, self-absorption and love are very much the top tags that go on Twitter or on Instagram. So the thing that's interesting is, though, that each country is very different, and the top tags in any country will change at any one time due to what's going on. So for example, as we're coming now into festival season, and as Instagram is a platform much loved by the artistic, youth and music loving set, you're going to see loads of hashtags around the various different festivals. So summer festivals, or even the names of the festivals themselves would be great hashtags you could get your photos out on. So how would you use Twitter? For example, I would suggest in this way. You could use Twitter by following a hashtag and shipping out some photos of some goodies that they can buy in your store, which might be en route to the festival. So all roads leading to Cork for the first weekend in August, all roads leading to Westport there at the end of June, all roads leading to County Laois there at the start of September. So that'll be one way you could reach out and get your name be heard. You could shout out with a promotion, just give it a shot. You could put up a photo and you could put a text override on it, or you could have a photo of someone holding a piece of text saying, 3 for the price of 2 if you mention Instagram. Just give it a shot and see what happens. Okay, so how do you find photos from other people? Okay, just not those, not people who are connected to you. Well, I showed you how to find photos from your friends in the Home tab. That's pretty straightforward. So that first little housey icon on the far left at the bottom of your screen is where you will find that. The second star-looking one is where you can explore. And this is where you can explore photographs from lots of other people and videos around the world, and not just in your network. Okay, so the key thing to remember with Instagram is that it's all about artistic imagery and image quality. Instagram, it's a photo sharing app, so take stunningly beautiful images and share them, and the more stunningly beautiful they are, the more likely they're going to get traction. In other words, likes and shares and comments. However, you could also think about Instagram as a really smart device to have on your phone that will, shape up your images that you're going to push out on Twitter and Facebook. So the real reason why we included Instagram in this series of webinars is because while you may not choose just right now, as in May 2014, to use Instagram as a platform in its own right, although I'll come back to that in a few moments, definitely Instagram is a really good way for you to feed Twitter and Facebook with really quality images. And we know now that Facebook and Twitter and increasingly the web is it's all very much driven by the images and the quality of the images. So I'm now just going to hop back over to show you what's going on with Explore and the few things I just showed you there now. Okay, whoops. So this is what the Explore screen looks like. Okay, so as you can see here, I've clicked on this button here, which is the Explore screen. Okay, so this is lots of other people around the world. This is their videos and their photos. Okay, so I'm just going to click on that one. This one's got 19,000 likes. A picture of the original and best woman of them all, and they're all talking about this, I think, in Greek. We go back here. We've got somebody else on their prom night. Lovely dress, talking about beautiful dresses. Christina Bazan. She's some starlet. Okay, so that's how you can go and explore other people's images. Okay, and then now what you want to be doing is you want to go back to your home, and you want to go and showing you how to publish those images. Okay, so I've shown you how to publish other people's images. Sorry, I've shown you how to find other people's images and how to publish your own. So I'm now going to hop back to the screen share. Okay, so much better quality, I believe, than from when you're looking at just the camera. So Instagram video was launched last summer, and it enables you to record videos of 3 to 15 seconds long. So again, if you want to produce a video for publishing on your Facebook, for example, instead of having to either shoot it on your phone and make do with what you've got, or shoot it and use some other editing software to try and edit it, Instagram is a really nifty way that you can shoot and edit while you go, and also improve the quality of it using the filters. And there's an anti-wobble on the Apple 4S and higher. So you can choose a continuous segment if you're pretty confident, or the several spliced together would be a great option for you if you are wanting to kind of edit as you go. Really good thing is you can upload pre-made videos to Instagram, which is not possible on Vine, which in my opinion is one of the reasons why Instagram is kind of proving more popular with brands and businesses than, for example, Vine. So this brings me on to a very important discussion about businesses that are on Instagram. Now, what I would say to you is that it's very, very early days yet. If you think back to Twitter and Facebook when they were only, 2-3 years old, they were very different places to where they are now. The numbers hadn't yet happened, and it was really, there were places filled with early adopters. Businesses and brands hadn't really jumped on in the same level that they have today. Well, so have a look at Instagram. Instagram is still in that early adopter phase. A lot of the photos are posted and they're seen by a very young target audience. Now, the one problem is that they can't, from a brand point of view, they can't do anything with your photo apart from like and comment it. They can't share, and they can't save the photo and bring it over into somewhere else themselves. So that's a downside, okay? But the good side is that it's extremely low cost and the scale is really becoming there. One other issue with it is that when you use Instagram, like if you download Instagram onto your phone and you've set it up as being your personal account, okay, it's not so easy to flick from personal to business like the way you could, for example, on Facebook on your phone. So the way to overcome this, in my opinion, is to keep separate devices for your personal and for your business. So for example, if you're going to use Instagram personally, I'd say go for it on the phone. And if you're going to use Instagram to really, really shape up your business images, you might want to do that on your partner's phone or on an iPad or another device, for example. So there are only a very small number of Irish businesses on Instagram as we speak. Age Action is one. If you are on Instagram right now, if you just want to go into the search up at the top of the screen, and you can search by user or you can search by hashtag. So if you search by user age_action, that's where you're going to find Age Action, which is a charity. Interestingly, it's targeting kind of getting elderly people out and about. So they have felt that this platform is very fitting for them. Okay, Aer Lingus is on there. They tend to publish photographs of kind of famous people who are getting on their planes, which is kind of a good use for them. The artist Mazer is on there. And I'm just posing to you the question of Maxol, because I see this as a real opportunity for Maxol. No other petrol company, no other retailer in this space is actually using Instagram. So there's a huge opportunity for you there to be the first. It's great to be the first. It's great to be second and third, even to be talked about, and it puts across a certain amount of sort of, I suppose, trust and confidence that your brand is a very sort of, far-reaching, go-getting kind of a brand if you're on there. So what I'd like to leave you with today is to really just think about the fact that Instagram at the moment, I'm definitely recommending it as a tool for you to take photos and videos and to really enhance the quality of them for sharing across your other Twitter and Facebook business social networks. While you're on there, there's no harm in sharing those very same photos on Instagram itself. Get wise with the hashtags for that one, and then once you're comfortable using Instagram in this way, then you might consider setting up a business account on Instagram and using it to reach out to people just in its own right, and not just as a sort of a feeder into the other platforms. So that's it, short and sweet. I hope you've been able to follow me on your own phone while I've shown you how to take photos and how to add filters. I hope that you have some joy on Instagram. It's a great place. You can find yourself getting lost there with all fabulous pictures from people that you know and people that you don't know. If anyone has any questions, as per the last two webinars, please do not hesitate to get in touch with Yana or indeed myself, and we'll do our best to answer them for you. Thanks a million for attending today, and also for your attention on the other two webinars. I do hope that this series of webinars has been helpful for you and has given you a few tips that you can use as you get yourself up and running on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. Very best of luck, and thank you and goodbye.